Hello everyone, Nevyka here. Welcome to this next episode of Let's Play Trails of Cold Steel 3. We are done with the final day, I believe, the final free day. And it is time to head to the cathedral. We're gonna do some main story in the final chapter. Oh my gosh, I'm nervous. It's only gonna get crazier from here on out. How could we have missed these two events? Oh, three! Good lord, let's go check them out.
The Heimdall Cathedral.
It feels oddly quiet around here.
Let's go inside after we've finished any other business we have.
The door is locked. It looks like the embassy's completely closed. Well, they basically declared war with them after all. We have to accept that diplomatic relations have been severed completely.
I wonder if the other officials still here will be deported as well.
Oh, and that clerk. They've really done it. That means the government is serious. And that means we have to be ready for anything. There's nothing left for us here. We need to go forth and find our way. Right. Okay. Let's go to the hotel. All right. Okay, Elise.
Sorry for asking you to do this.
I'd do anything for Reen's sister. Depending on what Elisa does, we may be family soon. Oh my god. Oh, no. Sheesh. Grandfather! Not happening, Gwen. Sorry.
Reen.
Oh, you're here. Welcome. This is quite a spectacle.
Reen, Musei, everyone. Thank goodness you're all okay. I just heard about your situation from these two.
I see. You must have come here because you were worried about Instructor Reen.
I won't deny it, but I was also hoping to get a hold of the princess.
That's certainly worth the worry, especially considering what happened yesterday. Her father was, and right before her eyes, too. Not to mention that speech her younger brother gave today. Hey, Fee.
I talked to the two of them outside earlier.
I had the opportunity to meet Elise during the inspections in Crossbell. I had my people connect with the communication department at the Imperial Palace. They're not very security conscious, so it should work out.
I suppose we did just finish with the communication systems in Valflame Palace.
It would be hard to do so directly, but that should be a good way to get a hold of her. I'm about to contact them now. If things go well, you can talk to her. With Irina's negotiations and Gwen on the controls, a call was successfully made to Valflame Palace. And the meeting with Princess Alphen was set up. Oh, good.
I was surprised to hear that Gwen and Chairman Irina were contacting me, but I never thought it would be Elise along with Rena and the others. Princess.
I'm glad I get to see your face. His Majesty, how is he?
There haven't been any updates. He's still in critical condition. But this morning the medical college brought in a famous doctor.
Is that? The doctor who treated Sharon. The medical equipment is currently being delivered. They just came this morning on a Rhineford high-speed plane. He should be fine. I heard that doctor is really talented. Everything will be okay, Princess. And considering Ash is one of my classmates, that isn't an easy thing for me to say.
That's true. I understand that something was off with Ash. My mother has calmly come to her own conclusions, so please don't worry about that. More importantly, I heard that Altina and Milliam are missing. And Cedric's speech. Princess? I've decided to leave here and return to the girls' school.
Huh?
But why, Princess? I was worried about my mother, but she told me to take care of whatever I need to take care of. Now that Cedric's given his speech, I want to see how things are outside the palace. That's very commendable of you, Princess. It's probably best for you to see the situation for yourself.
Indeed, but please have someone escort you. Your safety is imperative.
Please don't worry. I'll have my finest guards accompany me. Elise, let's meet at the hotel. I should be there in an hour. Very well, I shall be waiting.
Please be careful. And thank you for understanding what Ash is going through. To show our thanks, let us take care of things. Ash's behavior, the Chancellor and the Prince Cedric's speeches, and the imminent war with Calvard. We'll find out who's pulling the strings behind Erebonia and get our peaceful world back. Instructor. The same goes for me, Princess. The Inspectorate won't tolerate this either. And we will also find whatever it was that dragged your brother into this. You can count on us.
Of course. Thank you, everyone.
After that, the call was cut off so that Princess Alphen could make her own call. Everyone said their goodbyes to Elise and the others before heading out. Oof.
Mother, what's up with Sharon?
She hasn't been back since she left this morning. What of it? Elisa. I know that being an outsider, it's not my place to say this, but no, you're not an outsider. She did, after all, tell you about her past.
Huh?
When she helped me in Crossbell, she told me to tell you if anything happened to her. So that's what they were talking about. They did look really serious. You must know why he knows about her past, but you don't. Do you not?
I understand. I'm still unreliable. To Sharon, I'm nothing but a burden. But I've kept the 4th Development Division running this past year. I've launched projects that even you don't know about, Mother. You must know that they exist, but you don't know any of the details, do you? Well, of course. After all, you made it RF's rule that every division be independent. So, I, not as Irina Reinford's daughter, but as the chief of the 4th Development Division, Elisa Reinford, feel that I have been doing my job. Our positions might be different, but as equal employees. I'm not going to rely on you for this. I will discover the truth on my own. Not to mention, she isn't too far.
Honestly, you do realize that's some big talk for someone who's only has a year of experience, right?
Yes, but Grandfather told me you were like this when you were younger too. You met Father while your work had stalled.
What a loudmouth. Elisa, are you sure about this? I can just tell you what Sharon told me.
Thanks, but now's not the time. I'll find Sharon and ask her myself.
Elisa. That's the spirit?
Don't be given things, take them for yourself.
Wow, she's so cool. Do as you please. You will see that this current situation is far more dire than you know. But see for yourself, with your very own eyes, and don't you dare look away.
Of course.
Understood. That goes for all of us, including Elisa. Oof.
I'm sure the princess feels a lot better after speaking with everyone. Prince Oliver has been out since this morning and...
Oh yeah, he made some comments on the radio. It seemed like he was trying really hard to calm everyone down. I heard the Viscount and Tova ordered the Courageous.
I see. I'm sure that would put the princess more at ease. Please be careful. Don't let the guards find you.
Yeah, I'll be careful.
You too, Elise. Please take care of yourself. And the princess as well.
Where's Schmidt? He hasn't come back since he left for the airport. Sheesh, I was hoping I could talk to him about Prince Oliver's consultation. Is something going on?
I heard you received some documents 2 days ago.
Yes, we've come up with a new idea. Oh well. He'll probably come back once he gets hungry. Strange. Okay. Yeah, that should not be optional with that. That talk between Irina and Elisa seemed very important. Big character growth for Elisa there. I'm proud of her. Oh yes, here's another one over here.
The Imperial Defense Force. It's just as Elise said.
If Elise and the princess are returning, then they need to prioritize security. That's true. Let's leave it to them. Alrighty-o, it's time to go to the cathedral. Let's go. Heimdall Cathedral. Emma and Gaia said people wish to speak with us. Oh, it'll probably take a while, so we should take care of any unfinished business. Yep. Let's go. Oh my god. Noivus. Noivus, I tell you. Who are we gonna meet? No one's here. How can this cathedral be completely empty?
So, you've arrived at last.
Rosine!
Oh.
You're...
From the Leaves Chapel.
Sister Rosine?
I had heard rumors, but... Wait, so what Gaius and Emma were talking about? I was somewhat expecting you to show up here. But your main objective is different, right?
Yes, it's good to see you all again.
Look, she has the same medal as Gaius. Yep. Gaius is with them. Nice.
Please, come in. They're waiting for you just over there.
Oh, man. Hey!
I'm glad you all finally made it.
Oh my god, we're finally gonna hear more about it. Let's go.
The church has decided this issue now merits the attention of the Congregation for the Sacraments.
Look at his clothes. He looks like such a badass now.
As such, the Archbishop and all the staff here have been moved to another location.
Huh? You're... Ah, I get it now. Huh? You're that former instructor from Thor's main campus. Thomas?
Thank you for all your diligence, Rosine.
Finally, the mask has been permanently taken off, I hope.
I'd feel much better if you were to stand watch over the front door now, just in case.
Yes, understood. Leave it to me.
What was that all about? Yes, this was pretty shocking to us too.
Let me introduce you. This man is a member of the Gralsritter, a division of the Septian Church. He's the second in command, in fact. Thomas Lysander.
Oh my god, and now Gaius is part of the Gralsritter too? Oh my god.
He holds the seat of Second Dominion and is sometimes known by his title, the Partitioner.
Gralsritter? They're an armed knight organization that is run by the church. I'd heard that female terrorist S was once among their ranks. Wait a minute! Gaius, does this mean... Are you?
Now allow me to introduce you. This man is one of the Gralsritter's 12 Dominion, the successor to the 8th Dominion, Gaius Warzel.
Wow. But why? Is this why we couldn't get a hold of you for the past 6 months?
Yeah, a lot happened all at once.
How did this happen? Tell us everything.
After graduating from Thors, I returned to Nord and began observing the struggle between Erebonia and Calvert. However, I began to feel something dark and sinister carried on the winds of the plateaus. I consulted my father and the chief, and eventually my old teacher, Father Barkhorn, came to visit. You might remember the name. He was the traveling priest we chased after during the Civil War.
Yeah, I remember that. It was a quest. I don't remember if it was optional, but we never saw him. We just know he went all over the place to these different churches all over Erebonia.
But it turns out, he was also the 8th Dominion of the Gralsritter, with the title the Roaring Lion. He was an extremely skilled knight who investigated the Salt Pale in Northumbria and trained Brigadier General Bardius. Apparently, he was worried and came to Nord to check up on me. He explained to me that what I had been sensing was called the Gale of Ruin. I'm not sure why I'm able to sense it. Maybe it's because I'm a descendant of those who fought alongside the Lionheart Emperor. I mentioned this to him and he came to a realization, but then it happened. A Calvardian ship that broke past the 7th Armored Division attacked my village. My father was away at the time. I fought back in an attempt to protect my family, but it was no use. Right as I prepared myself for death, my teacher threw his huge body in the way to protect me.
Aww.
And as he lay there dying, he passed his stigma onto me. Across the nearly 1,000-year history of the Gralsritter, its highest-ranking members have each borne one of 12 sacred markings. This was one of those markings.
The Roaring Lion. I've heard that name many times. He saved many people who were affected by the disaster in Northumbria. Yes, among the current Dominion members, he was the most veteran. And after the stigma was passed to Gaius, I took him to the holy city of Arteria, where he received knight training, hence his half-year of silence. I see. Wow, so a lot happened, I think the most to Gaius, and that was the most kept quiet. Wow, if that's what was happening, you should have told us. Yeah, we could have helped you. It's okay, everything happened so quickly. I did everything I had to do and finished my knight training. Last month, Eustace was finally able to reach me. The power that I've received from my master. With it, I will save the Empire, my second home as a member of Class 7. Gaius. Sheesh. You've always been so grand and reliable. Thank you, Gaius. Please lend us your strength. Yes, I will give you my all. Seeing someone like him puts us under even more pressure. Yeah, he definitely leveled up. Yeah, the gap isn't just in age or experience. This group certainly has become awfully formidable. Not really. No, Fee. Really. We're still training just as much as you guys. I have a ways to go before I reach the heights of my predecessors. And speaking of which...
Grandmother! Stop hiding! Come out already!
That's right, Rosalia.
You're the one who called us here in the first place, aren't you?
I only hid myself so as not to interrupt your discussion.
Lots going on, you guys. Important stuff, important stuff. You're Emma's grandmother.
The elder of the witches. Rosalia, was it?
Indeed. But you may simply call me Rose. I had you all gather here for one reason. To explain to you the background between the Hexen clan and the church.
Thank you. Bring it on. I see, so that's how it is. But aren't the witches opposed to the church?
It's not as though we don't believe in Adios. There have been some differences in opinion over the years, but we and the church have worked together on a number of occasions.
For example, during the War of the Lions, or the vampire incident in the Middle Ages. Not to mention the fight against the Dark Dragon 800 years ago.
But all that was just Rose sticking her nose into other people's business.
Huh? Wait, so you were involved in all that?
Legend has it, Emperor Dreikel's camp was once visited by a good witch. And the novel Red Moon Rose features a vampire hunter affiliated with the church who was, in truth, the true ancestor of the vampires. The woman you now see before you was both of these people, even if she looks a bit different.
How old are you exactly?
800 or so.
Oh, that's fairly young.
However, you should know that my situation is somewhat unique. All other witches are normal humans. Except, of course, for the fact that they are all descendants of those who once guarded the Septarian of Fire.
Septarian of Fire? It's the same as the aureole of Liberal and the great tree of Crossbell. The Septarians, the 7 gifts bestowed on humanity by Adios. It's said that they were all lost during the Great Collapse 1200 years ago. They're the things Ouroboros has been trying to get their hands on all this time. Yeah, now for the main topic. Oh gosh, bring on the knowledge. Drop the history.
Now, where to begin?
Grandmother, we don't know anything beyond this.
Don't leave out any details. Make sure you explain it fully.
I second that request. I don't know the details either. Let's see, Rosalia, perhaps we should take turns talking.
Very well, that will suffice.
I'm sure you've noticed by now, but there is a front and back to this empire. The spirit veins are directly affected by the turbulence of the government and war. And that causes cryptids and powerful monsters from other planes to stir. That explains it then.
As the Empire's territory spreads, so will they.
The Pleroma grass and magic knights. Where did they come from in the first place? Well, to begin, Pleroma grass is a mana grass from the higher planes. It once served as the eyes and ears of the Septarian of Mirage. Normally it's blue, but after the incidents in Crossbell, it all vanished. That is, until after Crossbell became part of the Empire, at which point it began reappearing with this new scarlet shade. The implications are rather chilling. It changed color to match the Infernal Castle, perhaps?
There is undoubtedly a connection. As for the Magic Knights, you may have heard before, but they are golems from the Dark Ages. They were created by mages of the Empire to fight against the Divine Knights. During the Civil War, something caused them to stir once more, and they now appear in Crossbell via the Spirit Path.
No way. That would also explain the increased incidents with cryptids recently. What about the Society? The Phantasmal Blaze Plan. They sought to use Crossbell's false phantasm to awaken the blaze in Erebonia. At least that's what I heard. Seriously? So that's their plan?
Where did you hear that?
Well, last night I heard it from the Chancellor himself. He told me some other intriguing things too, but I feel like he intentionally left out some of the more important details.
I see.
I heard you talk to him, but It seems Ouroboros' work in Crossbill 2 years ago was to bring about some kind of change in Erebonia. Just so you know, Crossbill's Mirage Septarian was an artificially created fake. It was stronger than the original, but the Society had no interest in it.
Were I to hazard a guess, their goal is to acquire the two treasures that originally existed here. The Septarians of Fire and Earth that once called the land of Erebos home. The Septarians of Fire and Earth.
So Liberon, the Septarian of Space, and Crossbell, the Septarian of Mirage. But Erebonia had two Septarians. Hold on a second. Emma, if the witches are the descendants of the people who guarded the Septarian of Fire... Yes, then the Black Workshop and the gnomes are the same people. The descendants of those who guarded the Septarian of Earth.
There are counterparts. Much like the Royal Auslis family of Liberal and the Croix family in Crossbell. In addition, you may be aware that each Septarian has its own holy beast assigned to watch over it. Liberal had an ancient dragon, Crossbell had a divine wolf, and as it had two Septarians, Erebonia had two holy beasts as well. However, after the Great Collapse, each of them vanished alongside the Septarian they were to oversee.
That's the core of the issue.
The two Septarians, the two groups of people who worshipped them, and the two holy beasts. The Septarians and holy beasts disappeared, and the people changed their names.
What happened in Erebonia 1200 years ago?
Allow me to reveal to you the truth behind the land of Erebos.
This story still relies on a modicum of speculation. Please keep that in mind.
In the beginning, this land housed two of the Septarian. The Arc Rouge, Septarian of Fire and wielder of fierce power. The Lost Zem, Septarian of Earth and bearer of unyielding endurance. Each assumed the form of a colossal guardian and went about granting boons and performing miracles for its people. For a few centuries, the land of Erebonia prospered, but eventually, its people began to vie for power and control. The Septarians had always granted their people's wishes, but now, their peoples each wished for the other's destruction. And so, the two colossi began fighting. Their battle ravaged the earth and split the sky, devastating the entire region. The humans tried to stop them, but it was in vain. The Septarians' fight continued 1,000 days, scorching the land black. When the battle ended at long last, it was a tie. Exhausting their power in one final strike, the two Septarian were blown away, left as nothing but empty shells. Yet the tale did not end there.
The power expelled by each Septarian collided and became one, resulting in the creation of an entirely new entity.
The Great One.
The Great One, the Septarian of Steel. It was an existence created from the union of fire and earth. It was beyond anything else in this realm. It was the ultimate source of power. Though things seemed fine at first, the survivors of the war soon realized the eternal conflict within it. They knew this conflict would cause it to grow ever more unstable, and that it was not something that could be handled by mankind.
With the Holy Beast's assistance, the kins of fire and earth joined together to see the Great One sealed away. However, each of their attempts ended in failure. Left with no other options, they resorted to their final plan. The Great One would remain whole in the higher plane, yet its physical incarnation in this world split into numerous shards. It was this final gambit that saw disaster averted.
Hollow Knights, okay.
Indeed. Their combined efforts bore fruit. The Kin of Earth created 7 vessels, while the Kin of Fire split the Great One's power and infused each vessel with a part of it.
7 dolls in the form of knights, each bearing the Great One's power, the Divine Knights.
Wow. That is beyond fathomable. I was told about this in bits and pieces, but... So all that happened 1200 years ago? That wasn't a fairy tale, right? At the very least, something similar happened. So what happened after that? And why did Valimar and the other Divine Knights start fighting?
This is as far as the story that was passed down goes. So, the Kin of Fire became the Hexen clan, and the Kin of Earth became the Gnomes. They split the unstable ultimate power into 7. Then both sides decided to watch over the reconstruction after the Great Collapse. Oh, and by the way, many people from each kinship have since abandoned their roles. They joined together, started accepting people from the surrounding area, and created the foundation of what became Erebonia.
This is around the same time the Septian Church was spreading across Erebonia. 300 years passed and the Arnor family established the city of Heimdall. That's when the disaster of the Dark Dragon occurred.
900 years ago, Heimdall was a small city of only about 50,000 people. However, it was one of the burgeoning centers of culture for the region. The Septian Church had finished construction on the Heimdall Cathedral, and there were plans to develop the city even further. But it was then the Dark Dragon appeared, blanketing Heimdall in miasma and transforming it into a city of the dead. Emperor Astorius chose to lead his people south and made St. Arc the new capital of Erebonia.
In helping Emperor Astorius deal with this crisis, the Hexen clan and gnomes each suffered substantial losses. The Hexen clan lost its elder, and the gnomes their holy beast. And so ended their alliance. The final time they spoke would be a century later. It was when Emperor Hector awakened the Vermilion Knight to reclaim Heimdall from the Dark Dragon. He did so at the urging of the chief of the gnomes and the new elder of the Hexen clan, myself. However, the Emperor fell to the Dark Dragon's miasma, and the Vermilion Knight to its curse. The Emperor's son had the chief of the gnomes and myself seal the cursed knight deep below the Imperial Palace. That would be the last act our 2 clans performed together. I do not know why, but the gnomes cut off contact with our clan and hid themselves away. In the 800 years that followed, whenever war struck Erebonia, a divine knight would enter the stage, demonstrate its might, then vanish. I was certain the gnomes were involved, yet all we could do was guide awakeners on the proper course. This unending pattern reached its most fevered peak 250 years ago during the War of the Lions. The false Emperor Orthros unearthed the cursed Vermilion Knight, and a mercenary under Prince Lucius' employ awakened the Palatinate Knight. Prince Drykels found the Ashen Knight, and Leanne, the Argent Knight. The 4 awakened at once, made for a grand war indeed.
So that's how things connect. There are so many parts to this story I want to question, but...
So, Emma's grandma was around during the War of the Lions?
A good witch. I've read about them in fairy tales.
As the prince's guide, I accompanied the Drykels camp. Ah, I remember those days. I used to be quite the beauty. All I mean to say is that the art depictions of me are not accurate.
As stated earlier, the Elder of the Witches isn't a normal human.
So you've been watching over the clan after becoming an immortal being?
Yes. However, I only came into existence 800 years ago. My predecessor perished soon afterward, and I do not have many memories from before that point. So naturally, there are things that I still do not know.
But there are things that you do know about. Such as how you said the maiden, Liane, was the awakener of the Argent Knight. And whether or not she is Ouroboros' Steel Maiden. That's true, you could confirm so many things.
It is her. Of that much I am certain. She was the daughter of a count who met the Wandering Prince, and later challenged the apocalypse only to lose her life. However, before that happened, it was I who guided Liane to become the Argent Awakener. But Liane knew her powers were too great, so she kept them hidden away. It was only during her battle with the apocalypse that she unleashed her full might. In the end, however, she was fatally injured and passed away after the war. Then, half a year later, I witnessed her revival. Along with your ancestor Arcade, second in command of the Eisenritter.
So that's why. Were you the one who revived them, grandmother? Yeah, that's what I'd like to know too. Ooh.
After Liane passed, I thought it strange how her body did not rot. So, I took her body back to the village, and half a year later she simply woke up. I assumed she had become an immortal, though I could not say when or how. Liane realized what was happening to her. So she left Erebonia to walk the earth without even telling her love, Drykles. She left Legram to Arcade, her right-hand man. I occasionally met with her whenever she came around, but the last time was 20 years ago. That's when she met Ouroboros' Grandmaster, who brought her into the fold.
Thank you for sharing this. There are some things that can't be overlooked. Yeah, we've seen too many incredible things over the last few months. So the boss and Crow were both...
As I said earlier, we have no idea what specifically happened. I think the key is the Divine Knight. The Jaeger King was not an awakener when he was alive. On the other hand, Drykles was an awakener, but he did not become immortal. He has remained dead.
Interesting. That's right. Instructor Reen isn't immortal, is he?
Right, he's still been growing since graduating.
Yeah, I may have some weird powers, but I've definitely aged. Is there a common reason?
I believe there are only two people who know the truth. The current Chancellor, Gilead Osborne, and the Chief of the Gnomes, Black Alberich.
So that's the leader of the Black Workshop.
Yes, though I do not believe he is an immortal like me. The leadership of the gnomes is somehow passed down from one to the next, in order for them to achieve their goal of bringing about the Great Twilight. The Great Twilight? This is the first I've heard of it, but...
Is that the fairy tale of the end that Vito was talking about?
Yes. 800 years ago, as we were going our separate ways, that is what the chief of the gnomes told the prince and me. It was as if he was foretelling a future where everything ends.
Wait, it's much too similar to the direction the Empire is heading. Let me add to this. The reason Barkhorn and I were in Erebonia was because we discovered an anomaly. The spirit veins were being distorted all over the continent, and the source seemed to emanate from the Empire. It was like a ripple effect. The incidents in Liberal and Crossbell, as well as the civil war in Erebonia, only served to further increase the distortions. They continued to get larger after Crossbell and North Ambria were folded into the Empire. And larger again when the cryptids and magic knights of Erebonia appeared in Crossbell. On the other hand, the Pleroma grass, which is native to Crossville, started blooming in the Empire. If the Great Twilight really is about to happen, then all of this seems to be an omen of things to come. Who is this Alberich person? He uses the masked man as his agent and hired the Jaeger King, who was supposed to be dead. Are there other gnomes out there?
Well, your dear rabbit friends may technically count, but besides the masked man, their leader seems to have at least one other acting agent. I cannot say who this person may be, but it would seem they are a talented craftsman at any rate.
Why can't you say who? George. It's George-san. George Gnome.
Oh, and before you jump to conclusions, I am not speaking of that little brat Schmidt.
Tell him, Rose. You tell him right now.
It would seem the person I speak of possesses a different kind of genius than he does.
Tell him. Tell them!
A talented craftsman? That's putting some unpleasant ideas in my head.
In any event, Alberich and the Chancellor are probably connected. And it's unlikely to be through the Intelligence Division or his children. With the incidents of last night, things may have already been put in motion.
Oh, but why do you say that?
Last night, we finally decoded the Black Records that you found the other day. Oh, the Black Records are a collection of a particular type of artifact, sometimes found in Erebonia. I was actually exchanging information about them with Reed.
But really? When did that happen?
Right before all of you graduated, he revealed his true identity to me. He told me not to tell anyone. I hope you don't hold it against me. Father Thomas.
Sheesh, you probably took advantage of Reen's sense of responsibility, didn't you?
Well, I can't deny it. In any event, this is what the updated Black Record said.
When the sacrifice is made and the ancient blood flows, the path to the Graal of Erebos shall open.
This is the last Black Records, right? When the sacrifice is made. It's what it's what Ash just did in the ancient blood. The Emperor, he's an Arner. So he has ancient blood, I'm assuming. The path to the Graal of Erebos shall... So we're gonna go to Erebos? Oh my god, is that what this is happening? Is that what's happening?
When the tainted holy beast is pierced by the blade of World's End, and its blood fills the Graal, the great twilight shall fall upon the land.
Oh my god. When the tainted holy beast is pierced by the blade of the World's End. Holy beast. We have yet to see a holy beast. And they... Oh my gosh, so that's where we're going? We're gonna go to Erebos, to a holy beast, and pierce it by the blade of World's End. I don't know what that is, but... So then let's not do that. Let's not destroy the holy beast. Yeah, let's try to protect it then. What? The timing is too perfect. It's as if the prophecies were written about our current situation. If the ancient blood is referring to the Emperor, then is the sacrifice referring to Ash? Yes, yes! What about the Graal and the blade? The Graal is probably related to the Septian Church. And the tainted holy beast. Father Thomas, could that be? Yes, as we stated earlier, guys. There is a sacred place beneath this cathedral. The Primal Ground, a facility that was designed to play a major role after the Great Collapse. 900 years ago, when Heimdall was shrouded in darkness, it retreated beneath here and disappeared. Disappeared? I heard about such a facility in Liberal. Yes, there is one beneath the Heimdall Cathedral in Alberich too. However, when Heimdall was retaken, the space beneath the cathedral was buried by rock. But what if it didn't disappear and simply transferred somewhere else instead?
So it still exists? The holy beast mentioned in the prophecy is likely the holy beast of Earth. As I said before, it disappeared after the disaster 900 years ago. It is only speculation, but I believe the dark dragon you faced the other day was merely a servant of the true holy beast. Wait a minute!
Are you saying that the dark dragon wasn't the cause of everything?
Though it was indeed a powerful cryptid, it was not something the witches and gnomes could not take care of together. If the holy beast gave birth to the dark dragon and is still alive somewhere, where else could it be but the Primal Ground?
All of the conditions set forth in the prophecy are lining up.
This has gotta be a joke.
Regarding this blade of the world's end that defeats the holy beast, in other scriptures, it is called the Originator Zero. Originator Zero? That's the blade? Originator Zero. I'm speculating that it's a special weapon created by the Black Workshop. Oh no! So that must be what they're working on right now. You guys, we gotta stop them. And they're gonna use Altina and Millium to somehow like get us to not protect the beast or something. Maybe they're gonna use them as hostages. I don't know. Oh my god.
What in the world? At the very least, it probably isn't anything like what the boss uses.
Do you think it's made of Zamorian ore like the weapons used by the Divine Knights? That would seem most likely.
Muse? Is something the matter?
Oh?
You realize something?
Right now, we need any straw we can grasp at.
Anything at all could help, no matter how small.
Yes, you're right. That term. Originator Zero.
How would she know anything about that?
Could that be OZ, perhaps?
OZ.
That's what the Black Workshop called Millium and Altina.
Oh no!
They're model numbers.
So they're weapons? They've always been weapons, but they're weapons to kill the holy beasts. No. That's why they called them. That's why they called them.
Oh, what are you talking about?
So you finally made it.
Oh, Vita, shut up. Go away.
That voice.
Vita! Ah, so the prodigal granddaughter returns.
Who is Vita with? Whose side is she on? I still don't know.
Misty, Vita.
I heard you had been acting on your own. Nice to see you again, grandmother. Emma, Celine, and Class 7 too. And thank you for mediating, Mr. Lysander.
Oh, don't even mention it. It always breaks my heart to see a family torn apart so.
Vita! Why? You really don't plan on ever coming back, do you?
That's correct. As I said before, my allegiance will forever lie with the Grandmaster.
Even though she's not really with Ouroboros, she's still with the Grandmaster. Alright.
I can't return to you and grandmother. I can never go back to the way I used to be, just like the Steel Maiden.
Seriously, who even is this Grandmaster person?
I have no clue. But it is clear she is quite taken with them. So do tell, Vita. If you have not decided to return to us, why show yourself now? Has Ouroboros finally decided upon its course of action?
Yes. After our experiments with the 3 ions, the 6 other Anguis came to a unanimous decision. They decided to ignore my warning. They will work with the Chancellor and the Gnomes to bring about the Great Twilight, completing the Phantasmal Blaze plan.
Oh, good lord.
That's...
So that's how it is.
The reason Ouroboros was so quiet the past month wasn't because they left Erebonia.
It was to carry out their plan, and determine whether they should work alongside enemies and traitors.
How can that be? If that were the case, it means...
They're all our enemies?
That's gonna be tough to beat.
Is this?
It's not the cathedral's bell.
Huh? I think I recognize it from Crossbell.
You do?
Yeah, I'm sure of it. I remember hearing it right before the incidents in Crossbell, when we were still independent. Oh! The one from the museum!
The bell from Stargazer's tower?
But the sound's coming from a different direction than the museum.
The Phantasmal Blaze Plan. What a fitting name. I wonder how much of this she foresaw.
That is quite enough mumbling to yourself. If you know what is going on, show us!
It'll be a bit tough without Grianos. I'll need your help, Grandmother. Emma, Celine, you too.
Ugh.
Yes! Ugh, I'm not your slave.
What is happening right now? What? The Imperial Villa? What the what? What is it doing over there? Oh god. Oh my goodness. We're not gonna be able to stop this. No way. Oh my god. How did this happen right under our noses? How? Oh my god. What? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? No. What are you doing? Wow, what are you doing? Sharon too? What? Oh my god. They're gonna use Altina.
Now then, let's say we celebrate the continuation of the Phantasmal Blaze plan by ringing in the Great Twilight. I, Enforcer number 0, the Fool, shall play the opening note.
Oh my god, what do we do? What do we do? Oh my god. What is Milliam doing? Why is she just there? Oh, fuck. What do we do? Oh my goodness. No, they're gonna kill the Holy Beast with Altina. Oh my god. I hate you all.
Check that out!
Huh. Sure is something.
Well, how about that?
So, the beginning of the end, is it?
Deja vu.
The Graal of Erebos. Just as the Black Records foretold.
The crypt where the great power will be reborn.
Reen. Uses.
What are you doing, Million?
Couldn't have guessed this is how my day would turn out when I woke up this morning.
Let us begin. It is time. Chief of the Gnomes and head of the workshop, show me the way, Black Alberich.
As you wish, my lord.
That is freaking Professor Lumen! That is Professor fucking Lumen. Right from under our noses again. I knew there was something about that guy. I knew it. Wow. Oh, I can't wait to beat all their asses. Or are we gonna get to fight George? I hope so. Give him a well-deserved spank in the ass. Where's Angelica? We still haven't seen Angelica, you guys. Oh, I'm so mad. I can't believe they did that to the villa. That was the most beautiful location in the game. Oh. Now it's a big blue-purple egg.
Rufus. Millium.
Was that... Allie?
Yes. But why?
Boss, Zeno, and Leo.
Azure Siegfried.
And that guy in the lab coat. Isn't that...
The blazing demon and the fool were there as well.
So that's the maiden.
Why?
Fucking Sharon.
We just spoke this morning and... What's going on?
Oh my god. Is that Elisa's dad? Why else would they show those pictures? Is that Elisa's dad? You guys, is that Elisa's dad? Oh my god. But he's supposed to be dead. Maybe he's immortal too? No, but Rose just said she doesn't think the... How is he the leader of the gnomes? Oh my god. Did Sharon know about this? Oh my god, I have so many questions. Let's just go.
Lisa.
That man's name was Lumen or something like that, right? His hair looked different.
Franz Lumen, the first disciple of G. Schmidt, and the deceased husband of the Reinford Group's chairman, also known as Franz Reinford.
Ah, so he has been lurking in the shadows these past 20 years.
Yes. Perhaps for the sake of working with the Chancellor, to engineer this very moment.
Oh my god, I can't even imagine how Lisa feels right now.
Elisa.
Snap out of it! Now's not the time! As a bracer, I can't just sit here and let them pull off whatever that Twilight crap is they're planning. How about all of you?
She's right. We can't stop here.
We gathered together to do whatever we could to help. Our goal remains unchanged.
Yep, true.
Elisa, let's go.
Yeah.
Well, Vita, What will you do now?
Well, I'd like to charge in there alongside the rest of you, mostly out of spite. Unfortunately, I suspect things won't be quite that easy.
What do you...
Something's...
There's a turbulent swirl in the mana.
Already? We're gonna fight? We're gonna fight already?
That? I believe so.
Sir Lysander, Sir Gaius, cryptids and magic knights have appeared all over the city.
Oh god. It's begun. Oh my god, you guys. Oh, what a whole lot of mind-blowing craziness just going down. Oh, I have so many questions. Hi. Where to begin? Number one, I apologize for this super long video. There's no way I'm gonna cut that. That is gonna be one full video. So you guys are gonna get an hour plus video. This is insane. How they don't even give Elisa time to process the fact that Sharon has betrayed them, even though she's all about the Reinford family. Sure, bitch. Well, no, actually, technically, she is with the Reinford family. How is Elisa's dad alive? Yet he's not immortal. How? How? And why isn't Milliam doing anything? Where is Angelica? Ugh. Why do they want this great twilight to happen? What is the benefit from that? What is the great twilight? I'm guessing that they want to defeat the Holy Beast with Altina. Oh my god, they're gonna use Altina. No, we have to stop them. Okay, they're gonna use Altina to kill the Holy Beast. So the great twilight, they want to kill the Holy Beast because it's protecting. Well, no, the Septarians are gone. Maybe the Great Twilight is the Great One coming back? I mean, this is a plan in the making for hundreds and hundreds of years, so it could be that this is the curse. Maybe it's the curse, on Milliam and Sharon. Maybe it's the curse. I don't know. Making everyone do this to get the Great One out of that plane that it's stuck in. So right now they're gonna kill the Holy Beast to make the Great Twilight happen, so the Great One comes back. And what does the Great One want? Does it want to destroy the world like every other villain and every freaking medium? Or what does it want? Does it just want to be alive and do kumbaya with everyone? Okay, you guys, I know I usually say no spoilers, and no spoilers, but I do want to know the answer to this question. What does the Great One want? Like, I'm assuming it just wants to take over the world or something, because the Great One only existed because the Septarians of Fire and Earth, their power formulated and created the Septarian of Steel, which is the Great One. And it was causing havoc or chaos. I don't remember. And they had to seal it away. So I guess it just wants to come back and do more havoc and chaos. That's all. I mean, what else could it be, really? So I guess you don't have to answer that question. It's. I'm guessing that's all it can be. What else could it want? So, yeah, and these people are falling for it. But what I'm wondering is, how come not everyone is falling for this curse and doing the Great One's bidding? Oh my god! And how come Franz has been going through with this plan since his 20s? Like, how did they even convince him? How did the Black Gnomes even convince him to do this? Maybe he was already affected by the curse, right? Everything boils down to the curse. Every single terrible thing that anyone's done in this game can be boiled down to the curse, right? I just wondering why the curse doesn't affect everyone the way it affects some people. I guess just because those people are weak. Like Sharon was weak, Claire weak, Milliam weak, all of them, Rufus, Cedric, George, all of them weak. And yeah, everyone who isn't affected by it, Laura, Eustace, Machias, we're all pretty freaking strong. So yeah, those weak people. Anyways, oh my god, I just don't know how all this went down without us even noticing. It's crazy. I don't know, I'm so stunned, disappointed, angry, anxious. The most I'm feeling is disappointment, 100%, with the majority of those characters I saw there. Especially Sharon and Altina and Milliam. I mean Altina, especially Sharon, Milliam, and Claire. How dare they be there right now? I'm hoping maybe they're gonna, they're there to foil their plans, maybe they're in an inside group for the good guys. I don't know. Ugh, don't tell me nothing, guys. Don't tell me nothing. I don't want to know anything. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm just theorizing and venting out loud. Wow. I feel for Elisa right now. She is so strong right now. I don't know how they're just like, hey, not now. We gotta go fight. While she literally just found out her dad, who she thought has been dead for years, is alive and he's a bad guy. He's a really huge leader of a bad guy clan. And her maid, one of her closest friends that she's known all her life, who she had just talked to, is there with him doing evil stuff. Oh god, I feel for Elisa, I do. Damn, I don't know how we're gonna stop this. It's too many people. It's too many people as enemies. I don't know how we're gonna do it. Well, I guess we don't gotta read the last Black Records anymore. That was it, right? Damn, guys, damn. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. God, I hope we can stop this. Don't tell me if we do or don't, because there is still a Trails of Cold Steel 4. I can only assume we're not gonna be able to stop this shit. Oh god. It's gonna hurt. That means they're gonna use Altina. They're gonna use her. They're gonna use Altina. There's no way there isn't a Trails of... There's no way that there's a Trails of Cold Steel 4 without having to kill the Great One. So I'm assuming they're gonna go through with this plan, and the only way to do it is with Altina or Milliam. Maybe they end up using Milliam. Oh fuck! Either way, something's gonna happen to one of them. I don't know, unless there's some other way that they come up with to... I don't know. Ugh. Anyways, please don't say anything in the comments, guys. Please read the pinned comment below. I just like to think out loud my thoughts to you guys. Just don't give anything away. No references, no hints, no nothing. Just thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry it's a really long video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Comment below your non-spoilery thoughts, and damn, we'll see you on the next one. Damn, you take care. Johnny.